Welcome back, everybody, to the Arizona Cardinals franchise. It's off-season time. Maybe a little bit sooner than we were hoping, but season, I think winning the division, getting to the playoffs, probably something we didn't expect here in year number one, but disappointing finish losing in that wild card round, especially when it was looking pretty good at halftime, and then the second half it just went downhill. But 12-5 this year, winning the NFC West, you can't complain. I think it's a very successful first season. This team is still in a rebuild. Marvin Harrison Jr. is up to a superstar dev, so obviously having a fantastic season, offensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year. Probably should have been an X factor in my opinion, but he is up to a superstar. So I also wanted to show, as we can see, the mock draft and everything is up. I do have a realistic draft class. This isn't mine, obviously. I used to do that, but not anymore. But we can see we have actually, real college players coming into the draft. I asked everybody earlier on in the season if you'd rather have a realistic draft class, and that's what we're going to have. I believe it's, I forget the name of it. I'll have to put it down below of what this draft class is. If you've ever seen the video from C4, I think he named the draft classes below who releases those. They look very good. It's all college players, which I'm all about. Also, I'll have a draft class for next season as well. So we'll have realistic players in. I've also said before, adding in, if you watch my Arkansas Dynasty, adding in some players there when you get to year 3 and 4, definitely be really cool to do. So I like the realistic players in there. I wish you're allowed to convert over from NCAA, College Football 25. I really wish that was a possibility. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever be able to do it again, but man, that was an awesome feature. I wish it was still in the game. But for right now, we'll just have to use these draft classes for the next few years. Looking at retirements, you got Matthew Stafford retiring. There's Aaron Rodgers finally going after 20 years. Tyron Smith. Our retirements weren't too bad. We're just going to need a new kicker. Trent Williams is finally retired. Calais Campbell, he is gone. Yeah, we just got Prater and Beecham, so that's okay. Other than that, any coaches retire? I know sometimes coaches will retire down here. Let's just go down the list. A lot of free agents are gone. No coaches at all. So that is it for that. Looks like we got some storylines here. Let's take look at these. These sometimes they definitely need help on the storylines, I would say for sure. Some of them are very strange. Off-season workouts. We have to go. Who do you talk to? All right, let's talk to them. Let's see. Let's look at these off-season workouts. Get a little meeting in the coach's office. All right, let's talk to Kyler. Talk about this off-season plan. What's he doing in off-season workouts? Throwing on the run and play action. Interesting. I guess sounds good. I mean, I have no problems with that. I'll let you know how much improved the start of the next year. All right, well, he's going to work on that, I guess. Not sure how you work on play action passing. I don't know. All right, Marvin Harrison Jr. just left his office. Want to give it his up. He's going to schedule a meeting with us soon. His agent has been his ear lately and been telling him that he needs to demand that we solve our quarterback position. What? Kyler Murray just had a fantastic season. What do you mean? I'm so confused. Our quarterback position. He wants to use a top, what? He wants a quarterback and we don't even have a top 10 pick. I can't be a mess unless I have a great talent around me. You had like an insane season. He was out for 6 weeks. You would have broke the receiving record. What are you talking about? What is happening? I need a great quarterback. Okay, I'm very confused with this one. And for your speed, is he? Is he known for his speed? I would say more of a route runner. Great deep accuracy. We're not going to do anything. I mean, Kyler's the guy. Yeah, quarterback's good enough. Make it work, man. Kyler's the guy right now. I mean, he had a fantastic season. You don't get to make personal changes. Oh, you're right, coaches need more help, but I didn't handle it the right way. So it works out in our favor. All right, no worries, no morale drop, no nothing, no trade request. Yeah, I don't understand that whole thing. I don't get that one at all. All right, let's go to some negotiations. Zaven Collins leads the league in sacks. He's obviously needs a new contract. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I try to do my best with the re-sign interest. If they don't have any interest, unless I'm going to overpay for them, which in reality, that's what you would do, I'm not going to really think about bringing them back. Or when we get to free agency, same thing. Unless it's a player I really, really want, I'll overpay, and it doesn't matter what the bar is, for sure. But I'm thinking that possibly, I don't really go for guys that don't have, like Greg Dortch, even Zaven Collins, that interest bar is completely low. So in reality, what I would do is just let him hit free agency, because that would probably more than likely happen in reality. I mean, in reality, a lot of these guys, everybody would just hit free agency. You could have a deal, maybe something a little bit in place, but they're going to hit free agency. A lot of these guys, I mean, pretty much everybody on this list, I don't think we're going to try to bring back anybody else. So that's my thinking when I come into, now with the interest bar and everything. I try to play to it. I don't want to just sign everybody that has no interest in coming to the team at all. I want to make sure, they have some sort of interest coming to the team, whether it be scheme fit, coach fit, anything like that. So we can take a look at the roster here before we go into free agency, and obviously the draft coming up. Running back, all we have is Trey Benson anymore. So we need running back for sure. I would say we probably need, we got Harrison and Michael Wilson. Maybe a third receiver, I would say. Maybe like a third receiver type guy. And maybe a veteran receiver, kind of a mentor type guy. Offensive line, I always can look at for sure. I have no qualms always looking at offensive line. Tight end Trey McBride. Maybe could bring in another. I think we're going to need somebody else. Definitely for sure. But, unless, we don't have to rush to get another tight end. But if somebody's there that we need, we'll definitely do it. Zaven Collins goes to free agency. So we're going to need another pass rusher for sure. We could just bring back Zaven Collins in free agency. BJ Ojulari is now a superstar dev. And I could see down below too, Max is a superstar dev. So both of those guys go up. I would say we're going to have to look at safety for sure. And then the front end, probably running that 3-4. I think we need two, nose tackle for sure. We're going to have to look at that front for sure. So I think the front, maybe obviously another pass rusher, safety, running back. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. And obviously filling in some depth positions. Oh, it's Garrett Williams. He wanted to a star development. So definitely getting a lot of these guys up there. Max Melton, he had a fantastic rookie season. So that is awesome. That he is now a superstar, turning into one of the better corners in football. So let's get to free agency. Let's see. So Amari Cooper has an interest, but I don't want to sign. To me, it's got to be, I don't want to sign like a big time wide receiver like that. You got Chase Young, Gilmore. It's got to be I think I'm looking for a veteran wide receiver, maybe a mentor position that can just fill in to help out with Marvin Harrison Jr., help out with Michael Wilson. That would be great. Brandon Stevens, but he has no interest. There's Micah Hyde. Could add a veteran safety. Elijah Mitchell. Now running backs for me, I don't mind running backs too, because due to the fact that I'll split carries. But Mike Hilton, not the greatest. Obviously, you think free agent pickup, but I like the way he plays. His, I think he's one of the best nickel blitzes in the NFL. He is fantastic. Has had, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengal. So we're going to try to bring him on. Jerry Tillery, that'll help us up front a little bit. We'll try to bring him on a 2-year deal. Nothing crazy right now. And then Odell Beckham Jr., and there is my kind of veteran mentor type guy. We can just sign him to a 1-year deal, bring him out here, and see what he does. He likes the big market. He has interest level on our team. So let's try to sign him. We're going to go kicker. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, has a slight interest. Not the greatest, but we'll offer him anything. He doesn't have any offers on the table from anybody, so that is why we'll do that. And then Isaiah Simmons, we need another middle linebacker, in my opinion. I know we could go with Owen Papo, but Isaiah Simmons coming back to Arizona, he doesn't have any interest in us. I already know that. But let's give it a shot. Why not? Just see. Brings back that athleticism to the defense. He didn't have any other interest. Maybe one other team, and that's it, and that's Chicago. But I'm going to try with Isaiah Simmons here. Bring him back to the desert. We're going to overpay, obviously, $7.5 million over a year. And that will put us in the lead over Chicago, and we'll see where that goes. So this is our first round. Dicker, Hilton, Beckham Jr., Tillery, and Simmons. So let's evaluate these deals. All right. 4 of them are gone. Just Simmons is left. And 4 of them signed. So we've signed Hilton, Odell Beckham Jr., Jerry Tillery, and Cameron Dicker. So those guys are signed up. Let's go around and take a look. So Kendrick Green, continue to the depth of the offensive line. We're going to probably bring him on. Try to at least just a 2-year deal. Raheem Mostert. He has maxed out interest, obviously, in our team. I haven't signed another running back yet, so I think we bring in Raheem Mostert. I think the draft running back-wise is looking pretty good as well. So bring in Mostert, veteran running back. B.J. Hill, I think we're going to try to sign him. This will be about a $12.5 million contract to help out on that defensive line as well. Not sure where else we want to go here. I think let's do another eval here. Let's just see. Let's evaluate these 4 guys. I think we're good for now. Simmons and Green are still here. And it looks like B.J. Hill did sign, and same thing, Raheem Mostert has signed as well. So, looks like everybody we've targeted so far has pretty much signed except Simmons and Green. But right now we have the lead on either one of them. I think we just do our final evaluation period at 3 out of 3 for the week 1. And it looks like Simmons is signed. Yeah, and Green is signed as well. So, everybody we have targeted has signed. And honestly, I think I'm good with that for free agency. I don't think I'm going to target anybody else. So, with that, our free agency's done. Let's do a recap. So, Ward's going to the Raiders. That is your top free agent guy. Amari Cooper going to Philadelphia. Wow. Justin Simmons to Pittsburgh. JOK going to Philadelphia. Chase Young going to the Jets. Gilmore to the Jets as well. Rashid Shaheed's going to Detroit. Lawante David to Tennessee. Ryan Kelly to Minnesota. Anybody really big time in our division? Collins ended up going to Chicago. Judon to the Bucks. Stevens to the Bucks as well. Havenstein's going to the Rams, so that's in our really in division. I don't see any like big time. This free agent period, it's tough sometimes. I feel like the CPU decides to re-sign a lot of guys when in reality they shouldn't. And I feel like sometimes it has to be improved. You see their cap numbers sometimes when you're trying to make a trade in season. They just don't know how to manage cap. You have teams like a minus $15 million in cap. It's not good. So I think they need something that needs to be worked on. But we have 3 guys we can look at more extensively. And I think one is Abdul Carter. I preface this, I am a Penn State fan, so obviously I all know about Abdul Carter. But man, no Zaven Collins, add in a pass rusher like this guy. This is why I think I didn't really go after Zaven Collins. I was looking more at him, and hopefully we can bring him in the draft. Emory Jones Jr. From LSU. Obviously in our Arkansas dynasty, he came over in the transfer portal to finish off his senior year and almost got a national championship out of it. So we'll look at Emory Jones Jr., one of the best tackles in this entire draft. Would love to add that. I mean, you could never go wrong with offensive linemen. We need safety. We're going to look at Malachi Moore from Alabama. Would be a big-time fit. Obviously, we have 2 first-round picks this year. That Buda Baker trade where we've got an extra first-round pick. So, yeah, I mean, we can utilize it on... I'm thinking we're in the range to get Malachi Moore. Abdul Carter might be an interesting one. We might have to trade up a little bit to get him. We'll see how it happens. We'll see how it rolls for sure. But there's plenty of guys out there. I think this is a solid draft class where we can make a lot of, good picks and good impact players right away. But let's take a look. Yeah, we got pick number 21 from Indy. We got 24 ourselves. We got a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and that is it. Obviously, later rounds, I'm more opt to getting out of those picks to add extra picks for later down the line. But we'll see. It's going to be draft time. Obviously, they've redone this a little bit. So let's get into the NFL draft, see what happens. Let's take a look at the board. Denver's your number 1 pick. You got the Giants, Seahawks, and Jaguars at 4. So I don't think they're going to want quarterback, obviously, Denver. So let's see where they go. Where do they go? And saw it for a second. Was it Will Johnson? Couldn't tell. Can we see it over Goodell's head? Some of these face scans are hilarious. These guys look like they're in their 30s. And it is. So the number 1 pick is going to be a corner. Well, I guess. I mean, he is a very talented player. Add him with Patrick Surtain. Man, that is a brutal secondary. Giants, you need quarterback. You have to take a quarterback here. And they do. Quinn Ewers from Texas is going to the New York Giants. Yeah, they need quarterback for sure. Hanging on to Daniel Jones for next year. I know they gave him that contract and they can get out of it. I believe after this year, I mean, they needed to. He's just not your answer there in New York. I know their offensive line's trouble, and they need more, running back talent, wide receiver talent with, Neighbors is there, but you need some other guys. For sure, I think that is you just need to make the move. Daniel Jones just isn't that guy for sure. So look at Quinn Ewers. Hopefully for them, they will work out. Yeah, look at this. Look at this face scan. This dude looks like he's in his 40s. As Mason Graham will go to Seattle. Jacksonville on the clock. Oh, Will Campbell's going to go. So Jacksonville will take Will Campbell. Or just can probably skip those. I don't need to see it every time. All right, James Pierce Jr. going to New England. So they get themselves a big-time pass rusher. Tennessee on the clock. Where do they go? I did not see that one right away, actually. So Tennessee took... Okay, Williams will take him. Let's see. Let's go. Another pass rusher. Bears on the clock. They take Walker. So, all right. Let's see what Miami decides to do. A lot of defensive front, that's for sure, going in this draft. So it makes me a little nervous with Abdul Carter. I'm surprised he didn't go yet. So was that Walter Nolan who ended up going there as well to Miami? So, yeah. I'm thinking about where I'm going to have to probably trade up because Carter's going to be going shortly. So, yeah, I'm going to have to think about that here soon. Maybe thinking about making a trade up depending what we're going to do because, I don't know. Let's skip to the next play. Okay, there goes Ward. Cam Ward is going to the Saints. So there is a quarterback off the board in the top 10. Minnesota is taking Travis Hunter. So they have him obviously listed at corner. He can play receiver. So there is the pick for Minnesota. Surprised he didn't go any higher than that. McMillan, wide receiver, going to the Browns. They definitely need that. Buffalo on the clock. Where do they go? All right, they're going to go, offensive lineman? All right, yeah, for Josh Allen, that definitely needed. All right, let's go to Washington. Luther Burden. So they take a wide receiver for their quarterback for sure. So that is a very good pick. I like that pick for sure for Washington. Where does Vegas go? Now, this is maybe where we make a trade. Let's see where Carter is on. He's down there a little bit, but you have multiple quarterbacks, which I think the Raiders would think about taking. You got Shadur Sanders and Jalen Milroe, but we're going to make a deal here. We're going to trade our second round next year, 5th and 7th in a couple years, and obviously their first round pick to move up because I'm just not sure, and we're going to take Abdul Carter for sure. We're taking Abdul Carter. I know it says round 2 to 3, but he's definitely better than that. Stud finder, so that means he is going to be definitely a star dev or higher. So we'll take Abdul Carter. Welcome to the Arizona Cardinals. That's going to add, obviously, B.J. Ojulari is now a superstar. You add Abdul Carter, a nice young pass rusher. I mean, he's going to be hopefully better than a nice pass rusher over the elite. So he's ranked 54 in true talent. You drafted him at 14. To me, he's going to be a beast for sure. So we'll take Abdul Carter there at number 14. Rams are going to take, it's going to be Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame. The corner, Philadelphia is on the clock. They're going to take Jack Sawyer. Right end out of Ohio State adds another pass rusher for them. Carolina's going to take Colston Loveland, the tight end. out of Michigan. You got Nick Scorton for the Chargers, trying to get more of a pass rush, but I would say, man, they need to help out wide receiver help and maybe running back for sure, but that could be hitting later in the draft, I think. Another wide receiver gone to Dallas. Help out CeeDee Lamb and company. Falcons on the clock. They take Denzel Burke. Man, Ohio State's making a run here, and they are just guys coming off the board. And there goes Emory Jones Jr. He is gone. As kind of funny how that flops as the Raiders take him there at that pick that we would have, as Pittsburgh is on the clock, and Pittsburgh's going to take Shedeur Sanders. Wow. Okay. Well, Shedeur Sanders is going to Pittsburgh. That is their quarterback. Interesting. Interesting pick there. New left tackle going to Texans, Calvin Banks Jr. And we're on the clock. Man, I'm just shocked by the Shedeur Sanders. Obviously, Russell Wilson will retire. I didn't see what happened to Justin Fields. So, there you go. But with our last pick here, obviously in the first round, our second pick, I think we got to take Malachi Moore. We need safety. We looked at him. He looks solid. Let's take him. We're taking Malachi Moore. He will be our pick. He'll move in there in that role perfectly. So we work on the defensive side of the ball here in this first round, which, looking at the last few games of the season, which much needed, our defense really just didn't perform. And really the entire season, it was very up and down. But that was, I thought it was a weak point of the team, obviously. Our offense just produced big time, but our defense was always a struggle. Now we took him right at what it was ranked. So they're saying a good pick, but defensively, I'm happy right now. Very good two top picks. We get a big time pass rusher. We get a nice safety. This is so far so good for our draft. And obviously, I'm not sure if we're going to trade up anymore. We'll see. We might just let things roll. There's Jalen Milroe. He's going to the Jets. I would think he would just move in right away because Rodgers is there, but I don't know. I'd give him some time to kind of sit back. I think somebody like him just needs to sit back for sure. I don't know if he's ready to go right away. San Francisco is going to be on the clock. Final three picks here of this first round. Tyler Booker will go to the Niners. Left guard out of Alabama. Ravens on the clock. I thought for sure they were going to take a tight end or something. Man, Ohio State is just ridiculous. And the final selection of the first round is going to be Josh Connolly Jr. out of Oregon, right tackle. And we move on now to the second round. All right, we sim through here. We are on the clock here, pick number 56. So let's see what's available, what we're thinking here. Right now, I don't know what I'm thinking, but I just wanted to look at the board. And I wasn't quite sure where to go with. But I see Tyler Warren. Obviously, like I said, Penn State fan. But he is a beast. I'm in my opinion, he's going to be a top. I would say he's an easily first-round pick, no doubt. So, if you see what he has done this year in college and just the versatility of him, I think he's a first-round pick easily. So to get somebody like this in the second round, he's just sitting there, I got to take him. That's a must pick. So we're going to take Tyler Warren, and, you can put him at multiple different positions. He is just a fantastic receiver, great running. His hands are ridiculous. He does not drop the ball. I don't know what is up with that vest. That is a weird outfit and a weird suit. Interesting. But we're going to take Tyler Warren. I think that is a fantastic pick. That's one of those things where, you just see what the board is, and we went to it. Now, Kansas City just took Nicholas Singleton. I was hoping to possibly pick him, another Penn State guy, but he goes right there. So we're going to make a trade because there is a run of running backs here, and I want to make sure I get at least one of these guys. And we're going to take Donovan Edwards out of Michigan. Obviously, 4.37 speed in his pro day, 4.44 from the combine. He's got great speed. We got Mostert. We got Trey Benson. So, add him in the mix as well. And I think our running back room is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we're going to take Edwards. Late second round there, we'll trade up and get him. Because I think, to help out the defense, if we have more of a running attack this year, that's going to really help out our defense an absolute ton. So I'm going to be a little bit more committed to the running game this year for sure, especially with those three guys. Next pick's in the third round. We're going to take Jason Marshall Jr., corner. Give us some depth there. So let's go to the fourth round. We're going to look at defensive front. We're going to take Xavier Jones here from LSU. Just continue to up there. You can see a 4.88, not too bad. Bench rep's pretty good. So, I mean, he's not going to move into the starting role right away. They're going to say an average pick, but he'll be able to develop a little bit, and maybe next year gets into more of a role. So let's continue to go on here. Fifth round, Reed Holsky out of the Miami of Ohio, right tackle. Same thing, just adding depth. And they're saying an average pick at C+. But still, just a depth right now. That's all we're trying to get is depth positions. And that is actually going to be our draft. That's it. Draft is over. Kind of, I would say, top heavy. We kind of traded up some picks at the end. We didn't have a sixth round pick at all. But as you can see, Abdul Carter is going to be an 82 overall. And it's already showing the development. Maybe that's because I added in the draft class. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but we already know the dev. He's a superstar dev, 82 overall. So I think maybe because it was a custom class and I added in late, I think the projections and everything were a little bit off. So, because I added it in like the last week of the season, so I think it just didn't know what to do. And he's an 82 overall, superstar dev. Malachi Moore's a 75 overall. He's a star dev. So, I'm not sure. Maybe when I add in the new draft class to the start of the season and going in season number 2, maybe you won't see that dev and he'll have more of a rating system that works out. Possibly. I'm thinking that's just what happened. It just got screwed up a little bit. Tyler Warren is a 79 overall. Well, 78 technically. He's only a normal dev. But I think we can get that up as well. Looks very good. He had 86 speed, 90 acceleration, 85 catching, 84 catching traffic. We'll have to work on his blocking a little bit. But, man, he's already the number 24th ranked tight end in the NFL. He's going to be actually, I think, fantastic. So we're going to have to make sure to get him in there with Trey McBride. Donovan Edwards is going to be a 74 overall. He is a star dev. I think he's going to get some decent carry. He's only a 90 speed, running a 4.37. That makes no sense. That speed should be higher than that. That is strange. Interesting there. All right, well, that's very... I mean, he runs a 4.44. I think even a 4.44 would be at least a 92, 93 speed, at least, I would think. Jason Marshall's a 69 overall, just a normal dev. Got to work on that zone coverage, obviously. But he is going to be, just sitting back there, not getting, he's going to be more of a dime back in there, I would think, if he gets in there. Xavier Jones is going to be a 68 overall, technically. Yeah, he's more of a run stop guy. He's got 87 strength, 77 block shed. We'll have to work on a little bit of pass rushing ability, but right now more of a run stopper. That is perfectly fine with me. So, same thing. He's not going to get too much, I would say, playing time. Now, injuries, you never know what could happen. So, we'll see. And Reed Holsky, he is a 66 overall. Good pass block finesse. Good finesse. He's not much of a power guy, but he has a 77 lead block. We'll take that. Strength has got to go up, though. It's 77. Not the greatest strength. Love to see that more in the 80s. But overall, I'd say a solid draft class. Not too bad. Abdul Carter, Ty Warren, Malachi Moore, and Donovan Edwards, your 4 picks. I think we definitely hit on those. All right. Let's take a look around the other draft picks. Will Johnson was your number 1 overall pick. He's a superstar dev, 79 overall. Yeah, he looks solid. Just works on his own, but yeah, like I said, put in with Patrick Surtain. Man, that is a wild secondary there. Quinn Ewers is only a 74 overall. He is a star dev. Pretty low overall, though. 93 throwing power, 84 deep accuracy. Everything else definitely has to be worked on there for Quinn Ewers, but he'll probably step in and be their day 1 starter. Campbell's a 79. Oh, man, Travis Hunter's an 85 overall. He's an X factor. I'm not surprised by that. Not surprised at all. He is an unbelievable talent. 94 speed, 97 acceleration, 83 man, 75 zone. His catching should be pretty good. It's 90. It's a 90 catching. I mean, he's a wide receiver. So I'd be interested to see if you could. I don't know if they really have it in there. I don't think so. I mean, they got to have it. That'd be great if they had that kind of like MLB where you could do a 2-way. But Ashton Genty, I have to think of his name, but He's the best player in the draft. 85 overall. I mean, he's a beast. This guy is a crazy running back. And of course, it's in our division. So we're going to have to face him twice a year. That is absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see that. That's great. Abdul Carter's the number 3 player. See, I think the rankings just got screwed up. Judkins is going to be up there as well. Burden's a 78. Warren's up there at 78. Ollie Gordon, a 7. Man, Pittsburgh. You got Ollie Gordon, Shadur Sanders. Man, that's a really good draft class for Pittsburgh, at least with just those 2 guys. Well, there you go. So let's take a look at our division teams just to see. Go down the list here. Let's see for San Francisco. So Tyler Booker, 75 overall left guard. He is a star dev. So that helps out their offensive line with McCaffrey and company. I mean, they were a hot team. Hottest team going into the playoffs for sure. Did not make it to the Super Bowl, but, they're going to be that team right there in the mix as well. So they'll always be there. Overall, I would say their draft class is average. I think you kind of hit on that first pick in their first round pick. Other than that, it's a lot of depth, a lot of draft picks, but I would just say more of a depth draft. I think they maintain most of their roster to begin with. So it's okay for San Francisco, but you already know what you're getting in store for them. They're just a fantastic team. Rams, Benjamin Morrison, 77 overall. He is a star dev. Helps out their secondary. I mean, 78-man, 80 zone. He's already solid. 96 agility, 94 speed. That's a pretty good pick. That's a very good pick, I think, for the Rams. And other than that, I mean, they don't have a lot of picks to begin with. That's just kind of a Rams thing. But not too bad. Yeah, they hit on corner. Dorian Strong, 71 overall in the 6th round. Can't complain with that. So, solid draft for the Rams. And obviously, we see Seattle. They had a fantastic draft. Mason Graham, star dev. Up front, I mean, 93 strength, 78 block shed, 82 tackle, 74 power moves. He is going to be, but that 92 strength, he's going to be able to push guys around, that's for sure. So I think that is that's a really nice pick for Seattle. Helped out your run defense, pass rush a little bit for sure, no doubt. Very good pick there. And obviously when you got the best player in the draft, I know it's a running back, but still, when he's there. So other than that, and I mean, Jalen Walker, that's a solid pick. So I think the Seahawks had a fantastic draft. I think their draft was very, very good. And we'll see how they turn out for. Actually, I have to think about I guess their quarterback position. But man, Kenneth Walker's still there. That is an interesting running backfield for Seattle. It definitely is. We're going to sign Jimmy Horn Jr. We're going to go to these undrafted rookies. Jaquindon Jackson, know him from the Arkansas Dynasty. We're going to sign him. A lot of these guys will probably be practice squad guy. Eugene Asante, we're going to sign him as well. Love me some linebackers. One of my favorite positions for sure. Hearns the third, maybe? Just really looking. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Out of Cal, we're going to sign him. If some of these guys make the team, if they impress during preseason, we'll have a chance. So we'll sign a few guys there, and pretty much that'll end the entire offseason. So, the offseason, I guess, went solidly. I think we picked up, the free agency not too bad. I think the draft, I can't wait to get in there with Abdul Carter, and I think he's going to be an absolute beast. Same with Malachi Moore. Really helps out the defense a lot. The up of Max Melton to superstar dev, I think with BJ Ojulari, I think our defense can be solid this year. The offense, we improved the running game. I think we're going to run the ball a little bit more. And I think offensively, we're going to be solid as last year. So coming into this year, I don't know the expectations. Will we win 12 games again? I'm not quite sure if we can get to that point. I think year one was just kind of worked our way. We'll see what happens here in year number 2, but I still think we're a playoff team. We'll get right back at it, and you never know. All you got to do is make it to the playoffs, and you can see what happens from there. But I think this team, once again, has some talent on it. We added some talent, pretty solid offseason, and obviously cannot wait to get into season number 2. We'll go through, obviously, the preseason really quick, and then from there on out, we'll have the next one after that be opening day, and we'll check out the schedule and everything. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. What do you think of the off season, the pickups? Let me down below, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.